All right, you wily jewelry fanatics out there, it's Benny in the spot. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. A lot better day than the day I had when I got fired on my first day of my corporate job because I showed up late. Yeah. Took a lot longer to feed that drawstring through those sweatpants than I thought. It was a time killer, friends. It was a time killer, but we're not killing anything here except BA jewelry, guys. Let's work on some rails today. Now, let me tell you what I'm talking about. Bam! This is what I'm talking about. So you see the copper? This is a jewelry piece that I made early in my jewelry life, and I learned a lot doing this. But see these copper rails here? Copper is a unique metal in the fact that it oxidizes really fast when you're using acetylene, which is what I use. Number 3 torch almost exclusively. And that's what we're going to use today, acetylene. But you really have to go high heat, you have to go hard, and you got to go fast because the copper will oxidize, causing filth behind it, like a crusty oxidization. It makes it difficult for your solder in Europe, to my European friends out there, to run. So you really want to work fast, and it's a technique, and it's kind of it's better for me to show you guys than to explain it. But this is what we're working on here, guys. I have this hand rolled from ingot, and I really like the texture on this. Let me just show you what I'm working with. Just piece of metal here. This is probably about 20 gauge, and this is the copper rail that I'm going to put just on the bottom because I like this up here. So I'm going to do, like, I don't know, I've never seen it before, but we're going to try it. We're going to do a rail just on the bottom, and then we're going to see what that looks like and then figure out what we're going to do next. But I got 2 pieces because we're going to make a hinge bracelet like the one I made in this video right here. We're making one of those with a 3-part hinge and very fun and easy tension clasp bracelet. So here we have our copper, and what I did was I tinned the bottom with solder in Europe. I tinned the bottom with medium, and the key to copper, guys, is to really get as thick of a coat of copper, not a lot of copper showing through if possible. I've learned that through my experiences. This was all one piece. I cut it, but I tinned it all at the same time. So basically you just get it, you flux it, you get it hot, and then you just put a bunch of solder on it, and as it melts, you just kind of spread it like cake frosting. I learned that from my instructor, Melanie Klein, master silversmith and founder of Ouray Silversmiths in beautiful Western Colorado, Ouray, Colorado. So yeah, so right here, guys, as I did that, it makes it anneals the copper and it makes it malleable. So sometimes it gets a little bent, so I just put it on my block and just kind of make sure it's shirred up. It's nice and flat. I just kind of finger massage it to get it right where I want it. And if you guys notice here, friends, I thought a little bit ahead, and I rounded this end right here. This end I did not round because it's gonna hang over, it's gonna be cut off. And this is where the hinge is gonna be, in this area. I did the same thing here, kind of bulleted the tip. All right, guys, so let's take this to the let's take this to the soldering block, and I'm going to try to get you guys an angle where you guys really see what I'm doing, because it takes a little bit of hand-eye coordination, a little bit of skill, and just kind of working it. And we're going to put these on. And I know I've had some questions out there, some people in the comments, or not in the comments, but in the jewelry group, Inspiring Metalsmiths Jewelry Group on Facebook. It's a great, supportive jewelry group, no judgment. Everyone, we have some great experienced masters in there, and we have some newbies, and we're all learning from each other. So okay, let's take this to the soldering block, and let's put these on, and I'm going to show you that. And that's what this video is all about. All right, friends, over here at the soldering area, and you know what? We don't care if we're wearing sweatpants for our first day of our corporate job. We are here making our dreams come true. And what I'm going to do right here is with 400 grit sandpaper, I'm just sanding the solder right off so it exposes the solder really well. And I put handy flux on this already with a Q-tip, and this is the stuff that I use, guys. It's called Handy Flux. My instructor, Melanie Klein, always advised me to use Handy Flux when working with mixed metals. I don't know why. I just listen to what she says because she knows more about this than I do, friends. So we're going to just listen. How about we listen for once, you know? What an idea, you know? So we're just going to expose the solder that's on the underside. On this one, friends, I bent it a little bit because I wanted to maintain this, but I wanted for it to come out to right here. So I'm not going to be too worried about it. This copper is very malleable. We're always thinking ahead, friends. Thinking ahead, order of operations and how we want for it to work. And how we imagine the finished piece and the functionality and the moving parts and all, you know, the engineering stuff. Oh, my friend said I should probably be an engineer the way I like to make jewelry. And I said, oh, I love trains. Oh, I love trains. And get one of those big fluffy hats with the little thin stripes on it. Oh, I know I'm silly. I know I'm silly. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Don't encourage me. My mom and dad want me to get a real job. Don't encourage me. We're going to a little fire scoff on that, guys, because we're going to go hot heat. Some of my other videos, I talk about fire scoff. It's designed to minimize the chances of fire scale or fire stain. Fire scale and fire stain, probably. I don't know. I think there's levels to the stuff. I think fire stain is the lighter stuff. Fire scale is the deeper stuff. The oxidization of the copper surfacing to the surface of your metal when you get it hot, too hot, overheat maybe. Try to use good torch control. So right here we're getting it toasty, guys. I'm getting both of these toasty. I'm gonna go high heat right here. Actually, I'm gonna turn it off and I'm gonna try to see if I can get a better angle for you guys, because looking down at what I'm looking, you need to see it from this angle right here. All right, friends, we have a little bit of an experimental angle. I have the camera barely balanced, like a not very smart person. Let's see if we have an angle here. If I have the fire, if you guys can see this. Okay, I think you can. All right, guys, so we're just gonna go ahead and get this heat back going again. I'm gonna try to stay out of your way. I have my tweezers, I have my solder pick. So I'm getting it hot. I'm really trying to just focus on the edge, on the rail area. That's one of the challenges, guys, is sometimes these, if they're not balanced right, they'll move on you. And you have to kind of be willing to work fast and work quick and just be agile. So I'm going to take what it gives me, guys. It really wants to sit. It really wants to sit in the middle right here. Contact. So we're going to go ahead and take that first and work our way out. I'm looking at the crease and really trying to identify any kind of flash of solder run. I'm going to press. Copper's peculiar and it can be very finicky, guys. I'm pressing to the end. Now I'm going this way. I feel good about that. I'm taking the heat off and holding it down so it really solidifies underneath, because it's still liquid for a second. You don't want to let go of it too soon. Now I'm back in the middle where it wanted to give me that surface contact, and I'm going to work my way to the end, to the edge. Okay, I see some solder run there. We're going to keep moving. We're getting at a temperature. We're just moving our way down the line, guys. There we go. And then we're going to take the heat off, put the heat into the block, and then hold it. And then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to review this one to see if I'm full of it or not. Because I've made some demonstrations where I watch them and I'm like, I think I can do better now. Just look at this in real time. Let's look on the underside of it. It's down right there. It looks pretty good. The solder is visible. The solder is visible right there, but not really here. And here it kind of looks a little hairy. There's some blackness. Sometimes when you look in there, you don't know if that's a gap or if it's just the way the metal ran. Now I'm looking through it and I can see some light through it, so it didn't get all the way down right there. And that's good. I'm glad that that happened, because I want to tell you what I do here is I'll get it with my mallet, and I'll just, on my rubber block, you could do it on your metal block, but this is actually, my metal block is actually holding the camera right now. And I'll give it a little press down, little hammer down. And then I will, at this point, there's still some flux on there from the handy flux, but I'm gonna do some mighty flux along the rail, and then I'm going to reheat it. And then we're just gonna get that to really love itself. Now it's not necessary. It's down on both sides. It's down really well, but we're really trying to do our very best to not have a gap, because this is going to be bent, friends. And you have to always remember that when it bends, it's any kind of gap that might be in there. If you left a gap in there, it would be pressed down through the bend, and the tension of the copper around the bracelet would hold that down very, very tightly. But we're going to try to do it the right way and try to see if we can get a nice solder bond the whole way. I know. And that's the thing about copper, is it's finicky, guys. And maybe it's just my experience. Put in the comments, guys, if you guys also have... it's just tricky working with copper. It's trickier. Okay, it's pressed down right there. Feel really good about that, guys. Let's just make sure... for our low self-esteem. Yeah. Yep. All right. And what I've learned from some old timers, they say when working with copper, go hard heat and go fast. Work quick, because if you let that light heat on the copper too long, it's going to oxidize, it's going to crust up, and your solder is not going to want to. So if you can see there, we have, can you guys see there? It's a lot better. Looking on the far side, I can see solder all the way right there, a little line of it. I hope you guys can see it. There's a little tiny, you can just barely see this flash of the silver underneath. Like, I don't see it right there, but I do see it right here. So we will manipulate this and make sure that we're believing what we're seeing, but that's pretty much it, guys. I'm not gonna show you guys me doing the other one because I think it's redundant. It's basically the same thing. I'm gonna take what it gives me. And it's probably gonna give it to me right here. And then I'm going to let that be what it is. And then I'm gonna work this way to the tip, and then I'll work the heat, and I'll work all the way to the end. And the same way. And you may have to heat it twice. So don't feel bad if you have to do that. You're not a bad silver worker. It's just copper's tricky, guys. So in the comments, if you deal with this with copper, talk to me. Let us know and share with us so that we don't feel like we're alone. Because I think sometimes we're like, is this an only me problem, or is this a common thing? And the more we communicate and share and have community, it helps everyone out. So you guys know what it is. I'm out. My name is Benny. This is Boom Jewelry Designs Jewelry Adventures. Please subscribe, hit like on the way out. Really appreciate you, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.